Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been about 3 weeks since my last Shop My Stash video. I'm ready to swap out a few things. We're actually going to be taking out quite a bit because I have two project pans that I need to pull things from so I can film a finale and an update. And then that will just give me space to put in some other products to focus on for the next week or so. And my makeup basket doesn't really stay exactly the same as what you guys see in these videos. I'm realizing y'all are really crooked. Is that better? I'm not even sure. So we just need to switch some things around. I'm pretty overwhelmed with what's happening in here. Like there's just a lot of stuff. So let's just hop into it. I still have not used my ColourPop Just a Tint in the shade Pink Flamingo. I did pull this in my last Shop My Stash and I just haven't reached for it yet. It's a very poppy summery pink. I have reached for this ColourPop Velvet Blur lipstick in the shade Mesmerize quite a bit. I didn't pull this last time, but the time before that. Oh, thanks, focus. And I'm satisfied with my usage now. The sun went behind a cloud. Is this better or worse? Unclear. Both of these concealers I've been using a ton. I have been testing the ColourPop Pretty Fresh, I'm Not in Frame, Hyaluronic Concealer for the first time. I have the shade Fair 20N. Oh, and I've also been testing the e.l.f. Camo Concealer for the first time. Even though this is not the newest product to me, it was in the makeup drawer of shame for quite a while. I have the shade Light Sand. I'm really loving the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. It does need to be set for me or else it creases, but not anything too terrible. The e.l.f. Camo, the original one, I'm finding pretty dry. So I'm going to revisit this in the summertime when I have, some more oil on my face. But this made me look pretty creepy and old right now. I do like the hydrating camo one more than this one as of right now, but I'm ready to put both of these back. Also happy with my usage on the MAC Cream Sheen lipstick in the shade Fanfare. This is a great springy shade. Really comfortable formula. It's kind of glossy. I liked this a lot, but again, ready to put it back. Pretty much all of this is going. I've been using the same base products for a long time. I have the Ofra Makeup Fixer that's ready to be put away. I also rolled in a setting spray to another project, so it needs to go. Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation in the shade LW2. You couldn't see that with the glare. Probably one, like a top 3 foundation. I love this so much, and it was mixing so well with my ColourPop No Filter foundation I'm trying to finish, but I've been self-tanning again. You can see it right there. So I have my skin tone a little closer to this now. I'm going to try and power through and finish this bottle because I'm not loving it. So I'm going to put away the mixer. All 3 of these primers I'm going to put away. I've just been rotating through primers. I have finished 2, I think, so far this year. And so I'm just, making my way through my primer collection. The Wander Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I apply this if my skin is feeling super dry, then do my eyeshadow, then come back to my base so it's really sunk in. This is beautiful and very kind of shimmery. This e.l.f. Illuminating Face Primer is also very shimmery, which I wasn't expecting, yet I feel like this is relatively hydrating. And while it made me look crazy before foundation because it's like yellow shimmery madness, it actually looked really beautiful under foundation. I was pleasantly surprised with this. And then I've been using the Cover FX Blurring Primer to fill in my pores. This is getting pretty dry in here. So I think I do need to finish this year. I think it's, nearing expiration. Ooh, that's a collecting cobwebs category for graveyard, isn't it? If I was smart, maybe I'd put that in there. The ColourPop foundation is staying, of course, as well as the Milk Makeup bronzer. I'm so sad my packaging broke on this because it's made it a nuisance to use. It doesn't go up or down anymore, but I need to get my usage on this for the whole collection project pan. No, that's not right. Deck of panning. I'm going to keep out my e.l.f. HD powder. I pulled that last time, and I mean, I'm so close to finishing this powder and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm just going to keep on trucking with this guy. Moving into this bin, let me knock over the baby monitor so you can't really see it. This is absolute madness. Okay, step one. I have like bins to organize things over here. Let's pull out my Pan Those Eyeshadows palettes. I do need to film that video, if not today, then tomorrow. So I just need to pull these things out. They may find their way back in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one. Oh, it's in this drawer. We'll get that in a second. Those may find their way back into this basket. I'm not sure. I might reach for other things. Who knows? Okay. I ended up using the Celestial Thunder palette 3 times, which is kind of my goal with Shop My Stash items. This had been sitting in my collection for over 2 years, not used, and I didn't love it. It's fine. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's going to stay. I've tried to get rid of this for years, and nobody in my life wants it. But yeah, it's not a favorite. It was just fine. Like, the formula is fine. It wasn't bad. But I just don't really like the color selection they chose. Like, this is 8 selected shades from her larger, I think it's Celestial Storm palette. And I just feel like they could have done a better job curating this 8 pan. But whatever. I used this a ton. This is from Touch in Soul, the Glowdient Makeup Palette. I used these 3 lighter highlighty shades. This is stunning. It's very intense, a little bit on the glittery side, but nothing that bothered me too much. Super reflective, easily blendable. I'm actually quite impressed. I have been impressed with a lot of Touch in Soul makeup products, and I've gotten them all from BoxyCharm, and I feel like they're really underrated. I love their primers as well, but very happy I got some use out of this. I'm going to be putting this away. I'm going to be filming the finale for my Clean Your Pans project pan. I have been working on that powder shade. That project was a big fail on my part, but I'll talk more about that in that finale. But I'm just going to pull the products now because I'm not going to make enough progress. Speaking of which, the Nars Laguna bronzer is in that project. I hoped to finish this. There's not that much left in here. I will circle back to this, but I just need to use other things. I have been working on these products for 6 months and I'm over it. The Milani blush in Luminoso I used quite a bit. This is a wonderful peachy blush with a golden sheen for spring. I loved it, but I have a ton of spring blushes, so I'm going to put this away. I finally got the usage from my Bare Minerals Gen Nude blush in Call My Blush. This was like a freebie from Sephora, and I've been really intrigued by Bare Minerals in the last year or so, and I really like this blush. It's basic. It is a like pink shade, but it was really nice. The ColourPop highlight in Smoke and Whistles. This is probably my favorite wintry highlight in my collection. It's so flattering on my skin tone. I have a huge dent in there, and I wanted to use it more before I got a tan, but then I started self-tanning a little bit earlier than I normally would to help me pan that foundation, and it is just too late for me right now. I know I can put it on under my foundation, but honestly, I love this highlight so much just as it is on top of foundation. I'd rather just wait until, you know, it will look good on my skin the way I like to use it. And right now it's just too icy and too light. Wow, I'm actually pulling so much out of here. The Smashbox Cali Contour Palette is going to stay. I'm working on this contour shade. This magnetic palette is going to stay. I'm working on this ColourPop blush, but I've also been loving this M Cosmetics Highlight in Peach Silk. It's EMME, a Canadian indie brand. Loving that. And I want to get more use out of these M Cosmetics singles. I have been using them, but this is going to stay. I pulled this last time and I have yet to use it. That's a crime. This is Alter Ego Artemis. This is the dupe to the Natasha Denona Metropolis, which is a drool-worthy palette, and I've been struggling with my Natasha Denona palettes, like formula-wise, and I'm really hoping that the Alter Ego ones work better for me, and then I can just buy the dupes that they do. I know some of you may not like that, but I'm actually going to film a video, probably not anytime soon, but like demonstrating the issues I'm having with my Natasha Denona shadows, because it's inexplicable, honestly. Okay, wow. We got rid of a ton. Let's open up this drawer here. I don't always show this because it's just a big mess, but this is like products in the wings that's not right up top, front and center, if that makes sense. First off, this oh my gosh, and this are all in Clean Your Pans, and I'm going to put these away. Well, I need to film that finale. This is in Pan Those Eyeshadows. Clearly I haven't been focusing on it yet, but I need to film that update. Wow, not a ton left in here. What am I going to pull out of here? I'm going to pull in my Alamar Cosmetics Blush Trio. I'm going to be working on this shade, Scorcher. So I'm going to bring this up front and center. I think I'm just going to wait on palettes, or yeah, let's pull in both of these Natasha Denona palettes. I have 5 more uses to go on the Coral palette, and I have to use the Peak palette 10 times. I need to figure out what my issue is with Natasha Denona eyeshadows. So let's pull these 2 in. I took out all of my primer, so I'm going to pull in this Fenty Pro Filter soft matte primer. I recently used up my mini, so I like to get more use out of the full size. I love this primer so much. Oh, I want to put away my ABH Brow Definer. This is not my favorite, but I got this in a BoxyCharm. I had already finished one of these, and I've been using it over the last few weeks, and I want to put it away. And I want to see if I can finish this Chella brow cream. I want to see if I can depot, because the product is in here and it's super annoying to use. We'll see how that goes. So this is going to be my brow product for right now. I'm also going to pull in a bronzer from here rather than downstairs. I'm going to pull in this one, which is the Too Faced Chocolate bronzer, and it's depotted into this compact I got from Amazon. There is not a ton of product in here, but I'm going to get some use out of this over the next few weeks. I think that's all I'm going to pull out of here for right now. I mean, I can just open this drawer and use these products whenever I feel like it. Those products over there are set aside for Graveyard Project Pan. But it's not April 30th yet. So those are just like waiting for me to grab for them. But let's head downstairs and pick a few more items. Here we are at my eyeshadow palettes. I'm actually not going to be pulling anything brand new today. I have recently done an Oh the Shame video, which you will be seeing very soon. So I'm going to be working on those new items. But I really want to get more use out of my Glamlight Ice Cream Dream. I was thinking of pulling this out and then following some Natasha Denona pastel tutorials and see if I could recreate them with what I already have. I really want to pull in this Milani lipstick in Matte Naked. It is just a pinky nude. I feel like I'm not panning any pinky nudes right now. I could be wrong. And of course I can't resist pulling a blush. I've recently been thinking of this Ilia multi-stick in the shade Dreamer. It is more of a nude shade, and I think that will be really great for mixing like a nudie rose. I know I really want to pull in my Cover FX Soft Peach, but I think it's going to compete too much with the Alamar Trio because they're both peachy. And so I want to meet my goal on the Alamar Trio, and then I'll pull this maybe next time. Okay, here are all the products I ended up pulling for the next few weeks. And this is the bin that I'm going to be putting, away. And there's more in here than what I pulled. So I feel really good about that, and hopefully we'll be feeling less overwhelmed. So the Pixie Glow Mist is in my whole collection project pan right now, so I'm going to get you some use out of that. The Finky Primer, what else should go there? The Ilia Cream Blush. Okay, that looks good. 2 lipsticks. I also pulled in the Too Faced Melted in Chihuahua, also a pinky nude. Apparently I'm in a pinky nude kind of mood, so we'll put those in here. So I have these 3 palettes to use, but again, I also have the Artemis palette and this magnetic palette to use. And then what was in the drawer that you saw will be kind of cycled through as well. I'm really excited to get more use out of this. I loved this palette last summer. I have quite the dent in pistachio down there. Another blush, so I'm going to have 3 blushes I'm focusing on. This one, the ColourPop I Need Space, and the Ilia for the next couple weeks. I think that will give me enough variety. The ColourPop one is kind of a bit more on the mauve-y side. This is very peachy, and the Ilia stick is more like rosy neutral. And then for a bronzer, I have this one from Too Faced. Now I feel like I'm missing a highlighter, but I do have a highlight in the Graveyard Project pan, which starts in a few days. And I also have this one from M Cosmetics. So I think I'll make do with that. Well, if I really feel like I need some variety until then, I also have this ColourPop one in Guilty Pleasure that I'll just pop this in as well. All right, so there we have it for this Shop My Stash for the next few weeks. I'm feeling much better. It's much less crowded over there, and I'm putting a lot of stuff away into my drawers. It just feels good to do a refresh every few weeks. If you did enjoy today's Shop My Stash, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that I know. Let me know in the comments below a product that you recently pulled from your collection to get more use out of, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!